Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. It is better to remain silent and be thought a fool, than to speak out and remove all doubt. My concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. Take time to deliberate, but when the time for action has arrived, stop thinking and go in. The wisdom of man never yet contrived a system of taxation that would operate with perfect equality. One man with courage makes a majority. It is to be regretted that the rich and powerful too often bend the acts of government to their own selfish purposes. Honor is the most sacred code of human society, setting up as it does a standard of action above all law. I have lived among you long enough to know that you will never be satisfied until you get all you can get. Honest conviction is my courage, the Constitution is my guide. The goal to strive for is a poor government but a rich people. Change is never easy, but always possible. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. You can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. Change is not a destination, just as hope is not a strategy. If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. Well done is better than well said. I pity the man who wants a coat so cheap that the man or woman who produces the cloth will starve in the process. Great lives never go out, they go on. The bud of victory is always in the truth. If you live long enough, you'll make mistakes. But if you learn from them, you'll be a better person. In today's knowledge-based economy, what you earn depends on what you learn. The price of doing the same old thing is far higher than the price of change. We all do better when we work together. Our differences do matter, but our common humanity matters more. Don't expect to build up the weak by pulling down the strong. It takes a great man to be a good listener. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Knowledge comes, but wisdom lingers. Men may die, but the fabrics of free institutions remain unshaken. If it were not for the reporters, I would tell you the truth. The highest office in the land is that of the citizen. The health of the people is really the foundation upon which all their happiness and all their powers as a state depend. In the final choice, a soldier's pack is not so heavy as a prisoner's chains. Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done, because he wants to do it. Only our individual faith in freedom can keep us free. A people that values its privileges above its principles, soon loses both. Peace and justice are two sides of the same coin. May we never confuse honest dissent with disloyal subversion. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Democracy cannot succeed unless those who express their choice are prepared to choose wisely. The real safeguard of democracy, therefore, is education. I ask you to judge me by the enemies I have made. The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little. Freedom of speech is of no use to a man who has nothing to say, and freedom of worship is of no use to a man who has lost his God. The truth is found when men are free to pursue it. The only legitimate right to govern is an express grant of power from the governed. The anchor in our world today is freedom, holding us steady in times of change, a symbol of hope to all the world. Be bold in your caring, be bold in your dreaming, and above all else, always do your best. The great objective of ending tyranny is the concentrated work of generations. The tyrant fears the poet. Associate with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation, for it is better to be alone than in bad company. It is better to offer no excuse than a bad one. To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace. Happiness and moral duty are inseparably connected. Guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism. The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph. Office holders are the agents of the people, not their masters. What is the use of being elected or re-elected unless you stand for something? The buck stops here. Blessed are the young, for they shall inherit the national debt. Older men declare war, but it is the youth that must fight and die. The truth will set you free, but first it will make you miserable. If men were angels, no government would be necessary. National honor is the national property of the highest value. The best form of government is that which is most likely to prevent the greatest sum of evil. The best way to make your dreams come true is to wake up. We must adjust to changing times and still hold to unchanging principles. We have never, ever failed in America when we've acted together. We will not argue with those we disagree with, we will not treat our opponents as our enemy. Great is the guilt of an unnecessary war. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Change is the law of life. And those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. Always vote for principle, though you may vote alone, and you may cherish the sweetest reflection that your vote is never lost. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. I can never consent to being dictated to. Conformity is the jailer of freedom, and the enemy of growth. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. It is easier to do a job right than to explain why you didn't. The less government interferes with private pursuits, the better for general prosperity. An honorable defeat is better than a dishonorable victory. It is not strange to mistake change for progress. A man is not finished when he's defeated. He's finished when he quits. I reject the cynical view that politics is a dirty business. The greatest honor history can bestow is the title of peacemaker. Government's first duty is to protect the people, not run their lives. The most terrifying words in the English language are, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." He serves his party best. Who serves the country best? Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. Far better it is to dare mighty things than to rank with those timid spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much. Speak softly and carry a big stick. You will go far. Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask. Act. Action will delineate and define you. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Our most dangerous tendency is to expect too much of government, and at the same time do for it too little. I contend that the strongest of all governments is that which is most free. Don't write so that you can be understood. Write so that you can't be misunderstood. In the time of darkest defeat, victory may be nearest. War should never be entered upon until every agency of peace has failed. The ear of the leader must ring with the voices of the people. The world must be made safe for democracy.